What is going on, everybody? Snickle here, and today I'm going to bring you guys my thoughts on the Star Wars Battlefront beta. Now, I'm going off just what the beta content has in it and nothing less, and what I can see from the beta. Now, me being a big fan of the Battlefront games, I played Star Wars Battlefront 2 like forever. It was the only game I played. There are a few things missing in this reboot of Star Wars Battlefront that I'm not really going to knock the game on or give it hate, because it was announced that it wasn't going to have it. So like things like space battles aren't in the game, but that doesn't really take away from the game too much. I mean, it was a very fun part of Star Wars Battlefront 2, but unfortunately the reboot of Star Wars Battlefront does not have it. Now, what I want to say is, the game was or is developed by DICE and published by EA. Now, you would think, oh, well, it's developed by DICE, it's probably going to be just like Battlefield. That's not too true. It plays like its own game, but it has the detail that Battlefield has. It has partially destructible environments. Explosions are amazing. Basically, it visually looks like something that you'd see from DICE, but it doesn't really play like something that you would see from DICE. Now, the game's core gameplay, from what I'm seeing, is going to come from PvP multiplayer, 40-player lobbies, and this was something that was in Battlefront 2 back on PS2 and Xbox and PC, but it was only to an exclusive group of people. Not a lot of people had online gaming at the time, so to play PvP with people online was a bit exclusive, but it looks like the reboot is going to corely focus on the multiplayer aspect of PvP in Battlefront, and that's not necessarily bad, because they did add other things, and they have a thing called missions, and there's training and there's survival in this, and you can play survival co-op or by yourself on 4 different levels. But they also have a thing called battles, which is to fight against a friend or the AI. So my guess with the battles is it's going to kind of be like how Battlefront 2 was. There's a battle going on between the Imperials and the Rebels, because that's really the only people it's going to be against. There's no clones or droids. But basically, I guess it's just going to be, one army versus the other army. You're going to be controlling one person, obviously, and if you play against a friend, they'll be controlling one person, and basically you'll just fight like you did normally with AI. Now, the thing that I was kind of disappointed in, but I understand it a little more, is the PvP multiplayer. When you think of Battlefront 2, you think of there being AI components to the game, and you're not the only one playing, but there's AI. I thought it'd be like that in the multiplayer. It'd kind of play like Titanfall, where you'd have your PvP people, or sorry, not your PvP people, but you'd have your other people playing online, and then you'd also have your AI people running around, but it's not like that. And you would think, with how big the maps are and how Battlefront 2 used to play, that 40 people in a lobby would not be enough, 20v20. But honestly, 20v20 is enough people. You do see enough action, and there's enough in the game. Now, that's really all I can say about the missions section with the training, the survival, and the battles. Again, we don't have access to the training or the battles at the moment, only the survival and the one survival map. From the looks of it, it looks like there's going to be 4 survival maps, but you're going to have to level up and get different guns and different pieces of equipment to successfully beat higher level survivals. And again, I don't know what battles are, but from what I think and from my speculation, it's going to kind of be like how Battlefront 2 was, how it's an army versus an army, and you control one person, and you can play against a friend who controls one person, and then you can become the hero and stuff like that. But anyway, let's get into what I think the core of this Battlefront reboot is going to be, and that's going to be the multiplayer. Now, it plays completely different to anything. It's going to be completely new. Visually, the game is stunning. It looks amazing. It doesn't lag. You connect to lobbies right away. I have no complaints about connection. Mind you, it's a beta. It's not going to be the full amount of people playing, but it is an open beta. So for an open beta, it's running pretty good. I never knock on EA servers. They have some of the best servers, and I think they're very, very underrated. Now, I do have to say that the game does have a little bit of a learning curve to, you know, distance of guns, and there's really a learning curve to playing as the hero or the villain in this gameplay. This is only my second time playing as a hero, so there's a little bit of a learning curve to figuring out, you know, how good the abilities are, how far you can use them, how to actually use things. But you should really figure out and get the core mechanics of it and you know, core understanding of it within a few matches of playing. It's not a huge learning curve, but it's a type of game where, you know, anybody can hop in and play and understand it, but if you do master it, you're going to have that advantage. That's really how Battlefield is too. I mean, you see people in Battlefield going, you know, 40 and 10, and you're going 2 and 50. You know, there's ways to master the game, and the people who put the time in will be able to master it. But it's also out there for people who want to pick it up and play it just for fun, and not really have to put, you know, dozens of hours, and they can just play it on the weekend or whatever, or whenever they have free time. But right now, we only have access to game modes, or the 2 game modes, Drop Zone and Walker Assault. Walker Assault is probably the best game, and most of these game modes are basically going to equivalate over exactly from Battlefield. So Walker Assault is kind of like Uplink in Battlefield, where you have to activate uplinks and defend them, and as the other side you have to disable the uplinks. And Drop Zones kind of works as probe comes down, you want to activate the probe and you want to protect the probe and not let the other team take it, and if the other team takes it, then that team has to protect it. What the other game modes are, I'm not exactly sure yet. I haven't looked too much in detail from the game, but the other game modes include Supremacy, Fighter Squadron, Blast, Cargo, and Droid Run. I don't know if you're going to be able to choose different maps from these different game modes, or each game mode is going to be set in one location. Most likely each game mode is going to be set in one location, and basically the locations are going to vary the game types. But the gameplay's amazing. You don't really have ammo, and you have these things called cards that you can buy when you get to certain levels. And the cards are stuff like grenades and cycle rifles, which is a sniper rifle, and things like that. And those have recharge times, and you'll see them when you buy them and equip them. The recharge time that you can use them, cycle rifles, like 7 seconds. Not sure what a grenade is, but basically it's just going to play like a regular PvP game. Now you're probably asking, how do you get things like being able to play as Darth Vader, being able to control ATSTs, and things like that. Now there's things around the map called power-ups, I believe. And basically you go up to them, and you'll see the icon. You can be in a fighter in the sky, fighting other fighters and shooting AT-ATs or whatever. Or they have like turret pickups, or they have the hero pickup, is where you can play as Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker. As of now, there's going to be other heroes and villains, obviously. Like I said, turret pickups, they have, you know, heavy grenades and stuff pickups. There's all these different pickups, and that's how you get to use these other things, is you have to go around the map and use the pickups, which means it's not like in Battlefront 2 where a little thing will pop up on your screen and you activate it and then you turn into Luke Skywalker or whoever. You actually have to go and find the pickups laying around the map. Now, I wouldn't really say to go look for them. You'll just see them. I mean, if you're running along, you'll just see them. You're not going to get to be a hero every time, but most of the times you will get to experience some of the other things in the game, and it's up to you if you want to experience them. It doesn't really throw you right into it. But all in all, the beta is fun so far. Really looking forward to the full game, being able to play with my friends and everything like that. I don't think I missed anything too much, but I hope you guys are enjoying the beta. It's only out for the weekend, but like I said, really looking forward to the game. Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and I will hope to see you guys around sometime soon.